Welcome back. Now, Jann Arden, not only are you an acclaimed singer, songwriter, actor, and host, in 2020, you were also inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, joining the ranks with legendary artists like Alanis Morissette, Neil Young, and Shania Twain. So, bravo.
What Cynthia's trying to say is
Yes.
you're a true icon. And we're thrilled to be celebrating the release of Descendant, your 15th studio album. Thank you for talking about it with us today.
No, I'm so thrilled to be here. I've been with Universal for 30 years, and I certainly am so. I'm so very grateful about the being inducted into the Canadian Hall of Fame. Obviously, with so many of my heroes, but I think it really is just it's one of those trophies you can take gladly because it's not the best. It's not you're the greatest of all time. It's not the song of the century. It's about, oh my God, you played the bars when you were 16 and you're still standing. So because of that, we're going to give you this statue. And I love that about Canada. It really is a nod just to doing the work, putting your shoulders into it, and having a great time. So it's yeah, I'm really thrilled. 15 records. Honestly, I can't believe it.
Let's get into this one. Tell us what this one is about and what it means to you.
It's so difficult to answer. I think in a roundabout way, it absolutely is about where you come from. And I think all of us had time to reflect this past 22 months. Where are we from? Where are we going? How did we get to this point in our lives? A lot of us wanted to change jobs. A lot of us wanted to move out of the cities. A lot of us wanted to get out of relationships. It just was we were on this never-ending wheel of asking ourselves questions that we hadn't asked ourselves ever. And I was doing the same thing, but I did think about my grandparents, my great-grandparents, the pioneers that traveled from Europe and to get themselves here to start living these new lives and what they endured. I think all of us have thought about, what would my grandma say about all this? What would my great-grandmother say about everything that's going on? So that definitely played into it, Jess, for sure.
You have a really unique new song on the album called Pink. And I know the story is really interesting behind it. It came from a poem, right?
Yes. My brilliantly talented friend, Wendy Williams-Watt, I believe it was on her Facebook, and it was a poem, this extraordinary poem that she wrote for her daughter, Rachel. And I just remember seeing it on Instagram. And I know Wendy very well now. I've known her for a few years. And I just said, I'd really love a stab at writing music to this piece. And Pink is about, it really is about inclusion. It's such a shout out to every race, every gender, every non-binary person, every corner of our sexuality. And it just gives us this feeling of inclusivity and acceptance and tolerance. And it was such an adventure to write music for it because I'm a lyricist. I usually write all my own stuff. But this poem, it turned out a million times better than I thought it would. But the strength of Wendy's brilliant art form, you have to listen to the song. It really is, it's very fun to sing.
Jann, well, we just said it, 15 albums. Are you always looking for inspiration? Does it strike when you least expect it to? Because after 14 previous albums, where does the spark come? So many of us, as I just said, I've been on my phone. That's all I do. I don't know how to read. Where do you find it?
Hey, Jess, don't feel bad about that. The first 6 months of the pandemic, I was trying to outdo myself. At one point, I went to bed and said, your airtime today has been 11 hours and 13 minutes. I was like, what is happening? But I think, we drew inspiration from each other. We were trying to see what each other was doing. But I find, inspiration such a funny thing. I mean, what does it actually mean? I think this album is very, very collaborative. I wrote songs with Bob Rock from 2,500 miles away. He was in Maui, and he sat on the kitchen table on FaceTime. Russ Broom has a really cool studio just on the edge of town, so I spent a lot of time with him and just going through these ideas. He sent me these beautiful soundscapes, and Darcy Phillips, my piano player, sent me stuff. And so it was really so great to have the time. Normally it's giddy up, go, you save money, you get everybody in the studio, you record it in 3 weeks. And we just did this piece by piece by piece. And I'm telling you, I have learned something. That is the way I'm going to do this going forward. The way of what used to be the norm is no longer going to be part of how I'm going to create music, because this way is better. It's more fun. It's more relaxing. And I'm just thrilled with the record. I mean, it may not be ever heard on a radio anytime soon, but as far as creating a body of work and inspiring people and cheering them on, I feel like that's what I wanted to do.
Okay, Jann, not only, of course, do you have this incredible new album to celebrate, you also recently got an adorable little puppy named Poppy. Let's talk. He is so cute. What has this new adventure with Poppy been like?
Well, I lost my beloved dog. It's September the 3rd. She passed away. And I thought, I'm not going to get a dog for another year. Just not going to do it. And then I started thinking, man, if I don't do this sometime soon, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get used to my life. This dog is a little boy dog. He pees all over the place. He's just wild. He is absolutely wild. He's biting me. I'm getting tips from everybody about training. I can't remember what I did with Mitty. I think she was an angel. But anyway, he's keeping me on my toes. He'll be coming on tour with me when we launch out into the country in May. But I think it's a different kind of love. You know, I have a bit of guilt, I have to be honest, that I'm not trying to replace my dog, but I'm learning a lot about love, and it's a different thing. I care. Right now, I feel like I'm waking up with a small furry stranger in my house that doesn't really like me. So we're just figuring it out. And he hates my singing. Hates it.
No.
He jumps up, gets on the couch, launches himself towards my face, and does this. Like, stop. Whatever that is, don't do it anymore. So it's really been great for my ego.
I bet. Hey, listen, Jann, we mentioned that you were inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. And in your speech, you said that if you've learned anything in your life, it's that good things come out of bad things. And I love that. It's a hard time right now out there. And Canada might need a pep talk. What wisdom would you give?
Oh. Well, you know, nothing is static in this life. You know, people always think like bad things go bad so quickly. Like it was going along so great and then it just got so crappy. That's how quickly things go good. It's very rapid. It happens very quickly. And I think people get caught up and it's going to take so long to get back to where we were. The point is to not get back to where we were. It's to be where we are. And it's to just listen to each other and try not to make a huge drama out of small things. You know, we are in this together, regardless of what anybody thinks. There isn't this group and that group and that group. We are together, and everything we do affects everybody else. Good things do come out of bad things, and the best is yet to come. I believe that. Many good things have come out of this, and they will continue to come out of this.
Jann, you are always such a treat. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We missed you.
Miss you too. And I'll be seeing you, Cynthia, tomorrow, I hope, if all goes well. Because I'm
making you dinner.
Job in Toronto. I have a little job in Toronto. And so, well, it's an exciting job. It's really cool. I wish I could tell you more, but I will be seeing Cynthia Loyst, and she's going to be cooking me something, and I'm going to be in a rental car. So hopefully I will find your house.
We're all good.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Yes. Everyone watching, of course, Descendant, it is out now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.